Okay, we've got the floor ready to start laying down here. So what we've done, cleaned the floor up. I took and scraped it down after all the carpet and everything, pad was pulled up, the tile. Actually went through and sanded it. I took some 60 grit sandpaper. There was some funky stuff on the floor there, so I went ahead and sanded the floor down here to get it ready for this, to glue down this floor. So one of the concerns I had was ending up with a very narrow piece along the wall when we got over to the other side. So what I've done is measured out the room, divided it in half. We've got 5-inch wide planks of flooring we're gonna lay and find out where we're gonna end. So we're gonna actually start it in where we hopefully will end up with a 3-inch wide strip at each side of the room. So what we've done is measured in from our center point, marked the outside wall, snapped a line in 2 rows, that 3-inch wide strip and then the 5-inch wide strip will fit in there. And then we're going to take and fasten this board down to the floor. I'm going to take and screw it down on that line we snapped, and that's going to give us our backing to start this glued floor down to. So we'll have a solid piece to butt the floor to, so as we work and lay the floor down, it's not going to move. So, and then we'll come back and pull the board up and lay the last 2 rows after everything else is done. So we're going to get the board fastened down, and we'll get back and lay some floor. All right, we're working on screwing this floor down. I went ahead and pre-drilled holes in here, and I countersunk it because I'm using just a short Kapcon concrete screw. They're 1.25 inches. All this needs to do is just kind of sit here and not move. So what I'm going to do is I've got this box that I bought came with a drill bit. So I'm using the concrete drill bit in my hammer drill the hole down and set the concrete screw down in there. I'm making sure it's on my line. I snapped this line down through here, so we're good. Drill the hole, run that concrete screw down in there. We're going to get started here. We've laid out some floor kind of to get it started. We've got our board fastened to the floor, and we're going to use it to butt this first row that we're going to start with up against. We've got green grip. It's a Bostik floor adhesive. Picked it up from Lumber Liquidators. We've got an engineered hardwood floor that we picked up from Taft's Carpet and floor covering. So we're going to get started here. Tools we're using today, we've got a mallet. It's a rubber flooring mallet. We've got a trowel. Directions call for 1/4 by 1/4. So that's what we've got here to spread this adhesive. This here is a vapor barrier and adhesive, since we're laying this flooring over a concrete floor. Recommended was to use this adhesive that it has a barrier in it. Started right off real good. Got glue all over everything that I don't want to have it on. So we're going to spread this out evenly here, and then come back over top of it. We want to be able to get a couple rows down. So basically what I've got left open here is for 3 rows, and you can see that I'm backing myself into a corner. I did this just kind of to be able to get a shot here of getting started. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ran out. All right, we're starting here, getting our first row ran against the board that we had mounted down to the floor. I am putting the tongue facing that board. So the tongue is facing out to the outside of the house, and that leaves me the groove where it'll be taking the next row. So as I go through here, there is a tongue and groove on each end also, so you got to fit together the pieces on each end as well as along the side. So getting the first row ran here, we got down to the end, got to cut it pieces at the ends. I had a saw set up outside, so I run out there and trim the pieces off. Now, one thing that I did try to do as I went along was use some of the off-fall from the cut on the ends to start a next row or something like that, to be conservative with some of the material there. So one of the challenges I was running into here is that when I was pushing these pieces around, I was getting glue on my fingers. So you can see periodically through here, I'm grabbing a rag and wiping on the flooring. The rag has the Bostik adhesive remover on it. So it was probably my best friend doing this flooring project, because I used it to clean a lot of the glue off of this floor, both at the end when it was dried and as I worked on it as I went through here. So as I started the second row, I found that if I kept that board tipped up just a little bit, I could get the tongue started into the groove and then push it down and on back in. Typically, most of the time they slip together pretty good. There were some occasions where I needed to tap on them a little bit, and you'll see where I used a block there. So you can see here, using blue tape, so all of the joints, whether it was in joints or side, I used blue tape. The floorboards would move around in that glue. So by taping them together, it held them from moving. So as I went through here, I used a lot of tape because I didn't want the boards moving. Here's where I've taken a little block of wood and tapped on this to fit it together. I never hit anything very hard. This is just a little tap to try to get it to close up the gap a little bit. One of the things here was, at first I thought, man, long boards are going to be the way to go. I found that the shorter boards actually went together easier because you didn't have to fit so much of the tongue and groove together at one time. But did find some, like I said, once kind of got working there, found some little tricks that were working for me, and I was able to get the stuff to slide together. I had the flooring laid out, so all I had to do was reach behind me and grab a piece to try to help it make it quicker. So I had multiple rows laid out on the floor with a random pattern, and then I just pulled them over and put them in. Again, piping up glue off of the hands. Going to give you a look here at our finished floor. We got the furniture moved back in. We're very happy with it. Turned out real nice. I did not do this project by myself. My wife was a big part of this project, not only with laying the floor down, but also the cleanup on it. She had a lot of cleanup to do with some dried glue and that kind of stuff that was on the floor. We've got a half bath right off of this area here too, and we laid that floor down through there. We're real happy with this. Well, here we are. We've got the floor done. We had some technical difficulties with some videos, so missing some of the
final floor laying there. We got the start of the floor. This is Peanut's introduction, I guess, into the video. She apparently is needing some attention. Not only does Tonka help with projects, so does Peanut. The engineered wood floor, the glue was pretty challenging for me. I ended up with glue a lot of places I didn't want it. Used this Bostik Ultimate Adhesive Remover. I bought this off Amazon, had it shipped to the house. Made a big difference in cleaning this stuff up. I ended up with adhesive in some places I didn't want it. In the video there, you've seen that I used a lot of blue tape. Taped the boards so they wouldn't move while the glue set up. So overall, really happy with this floor. Glad we put it down. Was it easy? No, the glue was pretty challenging for me. So I'm sure there's some easier ways to do it. The challenge, when I say it was challenging to me, I just had glue everywhere. So anyway, we're going to call this a successful project, and we'll see you on our next project. Thanks for watching.